there, my name is Suzanne Vertinen. I'm the Director and Business Development Consultant at DiscoverChange, and I'm here today with Amwazia Chanda. Hi Amwazia, how are you doing?
Hi Suzanne, how are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. Really excited to meet you today. How are you?
Good, good. Super excited as well. Super excited as well.
Great, thank you. And thanks so much for taking part in leading conversations. And what we want to do today, and I really want to dig in deeper into your mindsets, what successes you've created in your business, because you have been such a true inspiration to me and to so many others. I've been following you, I've been seeing what you do and how you built your team. So what Amwazia here does, and I'm very much looking forward to a very thorough introduction from you in a moment, but is Forex trading, but also then move that into building this really incredibly inspirational leadership team. And how big the business has grown is really inspiring and even surprised you. So I wanted to bring you here today to just share some of your successes, but also that it's not always been so easy. There have been some challenges that you've overcome, and actually how you started your journey. And what do you do now? How do you help other leaders to really grow their business, their impact, and build their dream? Because I can see that you are creating huge successes, not just for you, but especially for others. And that's really where the measurement of success lies in a lot of the time, is what great successes you're bringing to others. So your company is called U2. So I would love you to talk to me a little bit about, just to get started with, about what is it that you actually do? Who are you, Amwazia? What do you do? And what is U2? So again, thanks for taking part, and please, I look forward to hearing your shares.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. I'm absolutely honored and humbled to be able to do this. It's something that I absolutely never thought I would be doing, and to find myself here is so surreal, and I am grateful to God and thankful for the opportunity to be able to have ventured on this journey. As Suzanne has said, my name is Amwazia Chanda. I'm a mother of 4 young children. I'm in this business with my husband, and that in itself is an absolute bonus. And I'm an amazing, amazing leader, an amazing husband and father. And it's been a joy, an absolute joy to do this with him, because we have one goal, one mission, and it's been fulfilling in every sense. With U2, the name itself is coined from putting it back to the person, saying you too can have this, can be a part of this journey, that you too can be successful, you too can be whatever it is that you want to be, and it's coined from Earl Nightingale's 1950s book and audio, where he says that your mind is literally the unexplored 6th continent, and it is your own acre of diamonds. For some of us who are from grew up in areas where diamonds are mined, all you need to become extremely rich is literally a fraction of a diamond. So you can imagine your mind being an acre of diamonds. So you become what you think, and that in itself is what, our ethos of the business is.
I love that. That's amazing. And U2 has been, it's a very unique brand, isn't it? What you do is very unique, and you're providing unique support, training, development opportunities, networking opportunities for leaders to grow and scale. So could you tell me a little bit more about that, what you actually do at U2? Because there's so much energy, activity, and you've built this fantastic community of driven leaders, building a lot more secure financial future. Mm-hmm. So how did you, on that note, how did you get into Forex trading and the financial markets and the whole aspect? Because just a few months ago, well, let's say just still under about 2 years ago, none of this had happened. So how did this all happen?
Yeah, it was quite interesting. It was, I think it was probably 2 years ago when when we had our 4th daughter. It was, a complicated pregnancy and complicated birth. So we made that decision that I wouldn't go back to work, that I needed to look after myself first and foremost, and, you know, the baby and the family as a whole. But, you know, I didn't want to give up being able to work, being able to generate an income. I just didn't want to sit down and do nothing.
And you're such an active person. I can't imagine you just sitting down doing nothing.
Definitely. It would have driven me crazy, literally. It
Yeah.
would have driven me bonkers, and, you know, it would have literally counted everything that we're trying to achieve. So I decided to do a course in data science and coding, because I felt, at least, you know, coming from an analytical type of background, HR, accounting, it would be something I'd be easily adapt to, and I'd be able to get a contract, you know, from anywhere around the world and work from home. But then again, it was still the same thing. I'll still be exchanging time for money. I'll still, you know, juggling things. It really wouldn't work. So a friend of mine introduced me to this business. You know, I'm forever grateful till this day for her showing me this business, because it's been literally life-changing. So I attended a presentation like everybody else, and unlike everybody else, for me, it literally clicked from the get-go. You know, some people always say, let me think about it, let me see how it works. For me, I think after going through what I'd gone through, it was literally the solution. This was what I was looking for, because it answered all the questions I had been looking out for. And there's one key part of the presentation that actually literally pushed me over. And I think the person who presented it didn't realize it. It was just this one thing about, it wasn't just about the money. It wasn't about learning to trade, because he said that at some point he started making all this money. You know, he had been broke and homeless, but he wasn't feeling fulfilled, up until his mentor and his coach told him that up until you help somebody else become what you have become, help somebody else come out of what you have become, only then will you be fulfilled. And for me, that was it, because that's what I was looking for, to be able to generate wealth in itself, generate an income, but to impact somebody else's life at the same time. For me, that's what it was all about. And that's what we try and drive. First and foremost is to be able to impact somebody's life. Forex trading in itself is a tool. It's just an engine, a means in which you can actually go into this absolutely phenomenal market where it generates trillions of dollars. Learn the skill in order to be able to tap into it and do what you love to do. And I think people forget the things that they love to do, you know, because you're bogged down with in survival mode. I need to pay my bills. I need to do whatever it takes to do that. But you forget that, you know, everyone is born with that innate desire of, which is unique to yourself, of things that you love, things that you want, that are unique to you. And once that is suppressed, people don't actually live their lives to their fullest potential. You know, some people love to knit, but don't have time to knit, but they just, you know, love to knit, you know. And I've been blessed that now I'm going on that journey, because all these years of conforming, I actually didn't know what I love to do. In all honesty, I didn't know what I love to do. But now I'm, you know, having that time and having that financial freedom to be able to say, okay, let me try this, or let me do this. And just the empowerment to be able to get up and say, I can do this, I can do that, is a blessing in itself. So U2 is about supporting people within the business to learn a lifetime skill, which is Forex trading. To learn it well, to the point where you learn it like you're riding a bicycle. Once you learn it, you're set for life, literally. So the key word here is learn. Learn it. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not, you know, tomorrow and, you know, you're banging $1 million. No, it's the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, as Earl Nightingale said. So it's been an absolutely interesting journey, and that's what we want to drive. In all honesty, in all fairness, this is my passion, literally, because I felt that that was the key. I knew what it was you need to do, but it was that lock and key effect that now opened that door, parted that curtain. This is what you need to do to get to where you want to be. And that's what we drive in you to.
I just get goosebumps when I listen to you, Amwazia, because I've seen how passionate you are about helping people become leaders, and I've seen the group activity and how you're helping people. Like, I love what you said earlier there. Find that inner passion and drive, and you see that in others. And some people have suppressed it, like you said, for so many years. And even that they are in that survival mode, and it's only we're living to pay the bills, we're living for the weekends, living for the holidays. And of course there are times in life that gets really tough, absolutely, and sometimes it just has to happen. However, if whole life becomes that, and actually that people really start to settle, they settle for the mediocre, but you've actually really helped people to unleash this, well, unleash the trader within, but also, you know, what they really want. Like you said about Forex trading, and I really want to reiterate what you said there, because so many people think that the trading is complicated. And it initially looks complicated, doesn't it?
It does.
But the true thing is, and what I've seen and how you teach people and what you teach, is that the tool actually, and of course maybe there are some additional strategies sometimes, but actually the tools themselves don't change. It's the mindset that needs fixing, isn't it? So could you tell me a little bit about that? So why don't the tools change? I mean, because people might say, oh, I need to learn everything and it looks complicated. But are you saying that you only need a couple of strategies or something to work with? Or how would it work?
So the beauty about this day and age that we're in, it's all digital. It's all, you know, technology has advanced to an extent where things have become so simplified. So, you know, when people hear about trading, they think, oh, mathematical, you've got 10 screens around you, and, you know, you have to figure out where you're coming in and going in. It's something that is not for them. Most people think it's something not for them. And, you know, people hide behind it's difficult, or, you know, I'll never be able to understand it. But with technology and, you know, the business partners we've partnered with, the platform that we use literally is a game changer. It literally evens the playing field. You know, in life, where I remember I used to always call my mom and say, you know, will I ever get to that CEO stage, or will I ever be able to live that lifestyle? You know, this is what this business does. It's an equalizer. You can become your own CEO, and even more. It's up to you really where you want to get yourself to. But if you can send an SMS, if you can write a WhatsApp message, this is how simple this technology is. You'll be able to learn it in an environment that is engaging. You're learning it in an environment that is unique in the sense that you can access it at any time. So it's not the conventional way of learning. You know, it takes you to a different place where your mind is able to grasp things easily. But not only that, I think what is key is the mentorship. The key is the support. So you're not going into the learning on your own. Literally, you've got somebody plugging in training wheels, somebody holding your hand, somebody egging you on. We all need that, because even the most brilliant of trainers, brilliant of athletes, brilliant of businessmen need that encouragement once in a while. And, you know, that in itself is, I've noticed that even with young children, you know, even when you're at your most down and lowest point, when somebody gets up and says, you can do this, you can do this, I'll walk with you through this fire and we'll come out together. There's no motivation greater than that. You can do anything after that, you know. And I've been privileged to have worked with people who literally made me feel powerful, made me feel that, you know, there's nothing that I can't do, you know. And it's more about paying forward, that I also want to pass on this knowledge, this skill, that if I can do it, you can.
Well, this is I just can't wait to share this short story, because what you just told there, and when I've joined some of your training and support sessions and seen the atmosphere. Sometimes there's a handful, sometimes there's dozens of people,
Yeah.
and it's such a great vibe, but always there's clear progress.
Yeah.
And you know, and like I like how you put the forex, that it's not a quick get rich quick. You can get rich, but it requires that certain discipline, mindset to learn, openness to learn, mentorship.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed in that one, and one especially, I remember one comment specifically that this gentleman made. He said he's joined forex training for years, a couple of years at least. And you know, all the fancy stuff that cost him thousands, which is nothing what you do. You know, yours are extremely affordable, you know, and they are, you know, within, you know, reach to everyone. But some of these fancy programs and all the fancy mentorships, tens of thousands, some of them. And actually, he said, you know, for years having attended that, no one's explained this to me so simply. And you literally did candlestick training, and it was actually, and me as a fair beginner as well, and I thought that, you know, that was a fairly simple thing, but actually, you know, the way you put it, it's just understanding the foundations is so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that light bulb moment this gentleman had, and he said, thank you so much, I just can't believe, like, now I realize I've just made that one simple mistake when I've put those trades on. And I love you, you've got a little booklet as well, don't you, about how to avoid certain mistakes that people make. Could you talk me very briefly? I mean, I have so many questions I'd like to ask you, but what do you think are the main mistakes that people make in trading? You know, the couple of main ones that could be avoided.
With trading, I think it's more 90% psychology and 10% skill. I could even go further and say 99% psychology and 1% skill. Because the skill, you learn it 100%. I can guarantee you, you can learn it. But it's that mindset shift that is so critical, that psychology, because of our relationship with money. So, you know, traders make quite a few mistakes in the get-go. And that is, one, over trading, where you're literally chasing the money, chasing the trade. You're better off pulling back, master a skill, master a strategy. You know, it will get you to make a lot more money in a shorter space of time than, you know, by just you setting your mind to just stay in one place. As for forex trading, there is so much out there. There is absolutely so many strategies, so many ways of skinning a cat. So many, you know. So as the saying goes, you can become a jack of all trades and a master of none. But if you find that place within the market and make it your money-making spot, your niche, that is literally, this platform customizes it to your temperament, to the way your emotional being, as in, you know, if you're impatient, you know, that doesn't help. But, you know, there's strategies for people who don't like staying in the market too long. If you're a swing trader, but I always say master something, and it will pay you for life. So it's better to learn how to fish than to take fish, just constantly eating the fish. Master it. So mastering is critical, as well as, you know, not being able to what's the word? I've forgotten the terminology, but you've got to look at trades in the sense that they're not going to, you know, there'll always be another trade tomorrow. You know, if the market is not giving you what you want, leave it. And people tend to have this perception that the market is constantly spewing potential trades. You know, you've also got,
or that the market is against them. Whereas there's nothing that you have done to influence the markets or anything like that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So on days like that, don't trade. You know, trade another day. 6.6 trillion tomorrow. You know, you don't have to always be in there. And another thing is trading every day, all the time, and everything. You know, I only trade maximum 3 days a week, and sometimes 2. And, you know, there are times where if I have a trade still running and it's still running for the week, I won't trade for the week. So you're better off not overexposing yourself, and, overexposing yourself, as opposed to you not trading that day and securing what you already have. So overexposure is also not good. So that's
that's a very good point. That's great point. And saying that actually is that you're also saying that you can actually chip in when you want, and actually you can walk away from it. So it's an ideal lifestyle for someone who wants to maybe create a bit of extra, but for many people it becomes a full-time thing, isn't it? So there's so many options with this industry. So do you think anyone can learn it? I mean, I've seen, in your community as well, it's inspiring. There's some other people in there, they have already been trading for years, but they still joined you. But then some other people have been never actually traded or thought about it before, and they've joined you, and they've created so much successes for themselves. So, I mean, we'll add a link somewhere next to the video to some of your testimonials. I mean, it's fantastic, the successes that you've created. But how is it, you said, so it's possible for anyone to basically learn it as long as they master that skill?
Definitely anybody can master the skill. We've got, it's probably the one business that you can meet people from so many varied demographics, and able to hear so many success stories. We've got young people, 18 and 21, just finishing school. We've got grandmothers who are, have been through their lives and want to leave a legacy for their kids and for their grandkids. And we've got Charlotte, who's a grandmother of 3. We've got Esther, who's a grandmother of 14 grandkids. Yes. And she is absolutely on fire for it. But I think the most touching one so far that has really moved me to a point where I look at myself and say, Amwazia, no excuses. Even just for myself in what I do, is a lady called Sheila, who lives in Southampton, who is disabled. She was a nurse, a former nurse, and had, fell ill and had lost use of her left side. When I called her, I was wondering, will I be able to get her to even just, the technology bit of it. She's in Southampton, I'm here, do I need to get to Southampton and all that? I kind of hesitated a bit. And I remember one of the chairmen, was always mentoring us and very forthcoming with knowledge and wisdom, and says, never prejudge somebody's ability to do something, because you never know how you'd impact that person's life and who they will impact in turn, So I kind of said, okay, we spent almost 4 or 5 hours just to log on Zoom. 5 hours literally to log on Zoom. She couldn't download it. And I said, okay, don't worry, we've tried. Let's try and see if I can help you later. So I asked her, because Kapasa, my husband, is IT oriented and stuff. So we said, why don't you courier your laptop and then we'll be able to fix it up for you. She called her nephew who lives locally, called him to sort it out. Then she called me the next day, early morning. I think it must have been 7 o'clock. I've sorted out my laptop. Can we do this? I said, okay, fine. Let me just get settled. I'll get back to you. And I think I got caught up with something else. She called me like 20 times. Amwazia, I need to learn this. I need to do this. I need this. And, I said, okay, do you know what? Let me just put everything aside. And I sat down with her. We struggled and struggled. Eventually, it took us like almost a week to get her signed up. 1 whole week. She's on every call. She has been learning and studying. She's been looking at Bloomberg. I've never seen anybody so driven.
Wow.
She's doing the business side of it. She's introducing people. And you can imagine it's somebody who has to have a carer to assist her who's doing this. Literally. So there's no excuse. Absolutely. Even for myself. How can I give up on this business knowing that this person, I said I would be able to help you and support you along, even just a privilege to go on this journey with her, because the story she will have to tell is absolutely mind-blowing. So that's why having somebody, being part of somebody's wife for them to do this also drives me to push, to not quit, to not give up, to keep on going, So, I am blessed, honestly. I am blessed to be able to be part of all these amazing stories. I've been with cancer survivors, people who've gone through stuff that would any person would have given up. But they've found solace in being able to learn this skill and enable them to be able to, one, be financially free, but at the same time knowing that they still have value. They can, they still live. Life in itself is a joy. We have sickle cell. We've got a lady called Cynthia who I went to school with. She's a sickler, and this is her passion. This is her cause, and she understands the pains of what a sickler goes through. They sometimes can't work and things like that. So she's championing a place where they can be funded to be able to learn the skills so that they can look after themselves, and even those who have children who are sicklers and things like that. So I mean, where else can you find something more fulfilling than that? And I was telling my mom that I literally pinch myself and say, Amwazia, is this truly, you being a part of this? It's a blessing, an absolute blessing.
I literally, it's really emotional and inspiring to listen to you share this, because so many people, first of all, might struggle in business, might not, but they have so much to give. And this is the thing, is that whatever anyone is at, whatever stage they're at, just go on to the next day and keep at it and keep building. Because what you've done, for example, you've created such true, not just, and it's so many people, yes, it's about the money, of course, it's importantly, everybody has to pay bills, whatever. We should never disregard that. So whether it's employment or business, it's always about the money. However, what feeling does it come with? And the fact that you've been able to help people to transform their lives, from going literally, and that you offer such, I mean, this isn't probably a service for everyone you would offer, but the fact that you go above and beyond to fix people's laptops and to make it happen for them, because when it takes that one person sometimes to push someone over the edge a little bit, challenge them. I certainly have had that with my mentors, just like you. They say, hey, hold on, come on, you can absolutely do this. And this is like you said, you say this to yourself, you say this to your team. And it's not that the success comes easily. It comes through the service of others. Yes. And I think this is a really key thing for a lot of entrepreneurs and leaders to understand, because so many of them say, well, I'm trying so hard, I'm doing all of this stuff, but it feels like a sacrifice. And actually, are they truly giving? Are they enjoying the giving? Because people sense it. Like the way that you've just described everything, and knowing you for a few months now, I know you love the people, and like spending all of that extra time with everyone, even when wow, okay, actually I do need to set some boundaries because I have family and I have all these other things. So that's one thing as well. But the fact that you're giving and then seeing them go on their success because they just needed that tool and that boost. And that's what true success is. It's the fulfillment of giving and helping other people to grow. And what you do with U2 and unleashing, the trader within people, and that it can be started as old as way past retirement age, and even before they finish school age, and anything in between. So I mean, I just want to ask you two more things before we finish off for the day. I want to ask you two things. First of all, what has been maybe a big challenge that you've had, because you've had all these great successes and you're oozing this amazing energy, and you've come to a point now when maybe some of those daily struggles aren't being experienced so much, but maybe there was a couple of challenges that really had a bad impact or negative impact. How did you overcome that? If you don't mind sharing, because we never know, it might help someone else to overcome some of their barriers.
I mean, challenges go without saying in terms of any business. And with this business, it's a business, you're in business with people, so it's about being able to understand people, being able to understand that people are different, people are on different journeys, people are on different, and that has helped me grow as well as a person, that that it takes a while to build up a relationship with somebody, So people can tend to come across differently when, people are dealing with things. So it's about that patience and that belief, and that, giving somebody a chance, regardless of whether they engage in the business or not. I always make it a point that whether they come into the business, whether they leave, or whether they continue with it, or even just transition, that they understand that whatever it is that they do, wherever they go, whatever, any aspect of their life, that it is possible to be successful. That is always my utmost and paramount goal. That whatever it is, there is a skill, there are habits, and this is the whole basis of this business. And I always thank the person, our business partners, Christopher Terry, and everybody else who created this platform, that you can be successful at whatever it is you choose to do. It's just not about trading. It's not just about the money making, every aspect of your life. Because money, yes, you can make, but some of the richest people in this world are unhappy. They've got their money, but their lives are all in disarray. But there is that key, that success, that belief system that you need to have in yourself, that skill set. I wouldn't even call it a skill set. That the habits or the tools that you need to engage in to become successful, writing your goals, having that vision written down, having it all around you, that you are constantly engaged with it, that you can be. Doesn't matter whether you're selling tomatoes, whether you're looking after your children, you're a housewife, you can be successful. Period. You can be. There is a way to be successful, and for me, that has been the most absolute mind-blowing thing that I've engaged in, and it's given me a sense of peace. Because when I write it down, I know it's done. The fact that I've put it down, it's written. My goal is, our goal currently with my husband in this business is that over 10 leaders, people in the business will be earning, a residual income of 10,000 by 21st December 2020. I've written it down. It is everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. It is done. I'm not stressed. I'm not anxious. I'm not fussed. It's done. It's done. All I need to do is now, I am just happy and grateful. I am so happy and grateful that I've been able to impact these people's lives, and they've allowed me, because it is a privilege for somebody to allow you in their lives. People don't allow you in their lives anyhow, because it's very personal, very private. I'm a very private person. I don't share my heart as openly as I do, but with this business, I've become very vulnerable, because when you become passionate about something, you don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what anybody thinks. If one person is able to experience what I'm experiencing, the success that I feel, because it's not just money. I feel successful. I am successful. The peace is you get to sleep like a baby every night, regardless of my bills going round. Just because, think about it this way: I quit my job. This is what I decided to do full time. I said, this is it. This is home. I still had loans. I still had credit cards. But I knew that this is what is going to take me to where I need to go. And this is my takeaway, for you from this, that, you don't have to do it the way I did it. By all means, don't, you transition it. But what it is make that decision. Once you make that decision, not putting in your big toe and say, let me feel how the water is. Go for it. Give it your all. But remember, there are skill sets, there are habits that you don't have to break your back and work till you're tired to the bone. I've been able to be mentored by people who've shown me that you can work 20% for 80% result. So 20% effort for 80% results. So it's been a learning curve. At my age, I've had habits that I'm constantly chipping away, but the end goal is not my destination. Me achieving my goals, because success is a moving target. I'll get there and I want to go to the next bit. It's the growth that I've attained from where I am to where I want to get. The person I've become is totally different. And I've noticed that with each goal, each each target that we push ourselves requires a different level of me. So what has gotten me to the one goal will not get me to the next goal. I have to have this paradigm shift. Something has to break for me to move to the next level. So change, willingness to change. If you're willing to change, if you're willing to be teachable and coachable, the humility of it will get you to where you want to go. Yeah, so I could go on and on. I absolutely love it.
When is your book coming out?
I love it. After being, I felt like I was blind and like buried underneath, and somebody just kind of cleared up all the sand, and it's a new lease of life, and I'm grateful to God.
I could listen to you for so long, because it's so inspiring, but it comes from the heart, and you can feel it. I can feel it. I do things from the heart. I do things that feel good. You said so. Just kind of summarizing a few things before we finish off for today. So you said, a couple of years ago, you felt, it was time to go. It was time for a change. It was time to leave employment. I have to live a different life. I have to have a different life with my family, for my husband. And it's amazing to hear that you work with your husband. And I've seen you two work together, and my goodness, we have so many more things to learn from you. And how you keep the harmony, and it's so amazing how you complement each other. And you've just grown this empire together, and and you're working towards your goals. What you said about goals, how important it is to write down the goals and have the clarity of the goals, but not even writing them down, framing them. I mean, that is goal setting at a different level. Now, everyone who is listening, make sure that you start framing. I actually feel a little bit embarrassed, because I can't say that I have done that. And me, the goal setter of all goal setters, so I better start doing that. That's what I'm going to do after I finish this call with you. So writing down the goals, but then developing the mindset, understanding. So what you said, to summarizing here, another couple of things, 99% up to could be that mindset. The strategy changes, and people need to give themselves time. They get so hard on themselves. I certainly have sometimes, I should have been there by now. I should know this by now. What's taking me so long? And all of that self-sabotage just takes no one anywhere. You have to let go of that negativity. And there's so much conditioning around financial markets, how risky it is. Of course, it's risky. Everything in life is risky. But the fact is, whatever business we go into, it's risky. But even in the financial markets, when you get it, you can get it big time. So why not give it a go? Why not try it? Why not learn it? It doesn't have to happen overnight. It can be learned, embedded over time, couple of weeks. Some people crack on the first day and start earning. Some people want to take their time and maybe do a couple of hours here and there. So many different ways, so many different opportunities. You're offering very exclusive support services and training and resources. And I've seen your business boot camp. Right, so your business boot camp full of resources and support for new members who decide to join. Before we finish off, do you just want to tell you what, if someone wanted to get started, and for example joined, I mean, you organize webinars quite regularly, but if somebody wanted to get started, what can they expect? What's their first couple of weeks looking like? What are they going to get going and doing?
Oh, fabulous. So, once you get started, obviously you get the biggest welcome you've ever had, because honestly, it's one of the best decisions you'd have ever made, so congratulations to you for sure, for joining. And, once you get started, you are launched into the business. So literally you're shown exactly what you need to be doing. So this is what's very best direction. So you're not experimenting, people have done this, and having a mentor, having a coach. But remember, I always say, remember, you are the driver. The tools are there. The teaching is there. The training is there. Literally everything at your disposal. You need to believe that you can do it. If you believe that you can do it, it's done. It's literally done. The support structure is absolutely phenomenal. So somebody is there to show you how to navigate the system, how to access the trainings, how to access and all the other courses. And then thereafter, you've still got even further support structure round the clock. So you've got a breakfast club, a lunchtime, an evening club where you can plug in as you're learning at your pace. Should you need any support or you need to ask questions, because by all means, questions will always be there. So there is somebody who you'll be able to ask questions during all these. There's always something there for you in terms of like Suzanne said, there's the boot camps. You can access resources that are readily available to make your journey enjoyable, but at the same time fast track you. You don't have to make the mistakes others have made. So we're trying to make your journey as smooth and quick as possible to get you to making that income that you want, whichever way you decide to go.
Wow, amazing. And I have seen the business bootcamp. It is full of resources to get the mindset, get the strategies, connect with people, live Q&As. Everything is there to really fast track that journey. Like you said, it's really impressive, and it shows, it's proven, because you've created lots of successes. You're heading to new levels constantly in the organizations, building more leaders. It's so inspiring to see where you're going, and it's certainly inspired me, Amwazia, and I thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And for all of your advice. It is absolutely golden what you've shared today, because so many people really want to take the next level in their life. So any idea like this, now it's time that we start implementing those ideas. And I need to start labeling my goals and framing them and putting them nicely around my house as well. I need to up my game in that, and I'm sure everybody can walk away now with some kinds of actions to start taking, and also to start learning trading, because truly, what an amazing opportunity in the world that we're living in. Just need to learn how to leverage these systems that are there. All we got to do is jump in, not keep those barriers, any self-doubt, any limitations from the past, but just move forward. And create a new life, new identity. Like you said, you've created a new identity. That's the time for everyone else as well, is create that new identity, believe in themselves, and that absolutely everyone can be successful. Just like you said, you absolutely can. So anything else you want to say today, Amwazia? And then I have to say goodbye to you, unfortunately.
No, that's it really, and thank you for your time. And honestly, I'm blessed and honored to be able to have been able to do this. And we look forward to seeing you, and you joining U2, and walking on this journey with you right to the top, Nothing
amazing. Thank you so much, Amwazia, and have a lovely rest of the day, and we will definitely meet again very soon. Bye.
Bye. Ciao.